Chingmancy, a simple approach to interpretations. In order to fine-tune your interpretations, you must learn to recognize yeses and no answers with two coin tosses. The two coin tosses will give you any one of these four symbols. Old yin, no. Young yin, no. Old yang, yes. And young yang, yes. As you can see by this graph, there's more to the four bigrams than just simple yes and no's. They also represent the four elements and their attributes. But for now, we'll just concentrate on the two types of yeses and the two types of no's. Practice tossing the coins to obtain a yes and no as many times as you need until you know them by heart. Identify old yang, young yin, and old yin, the two yeses and the two no's. An I Ching reading is made up of three hexagrams. The main hexagram, which is penqua, is the theme or the main message in your reading. The internal, which is the huqua, it gives further information as to the why, who, where, and what of the main hexagram penqua. And the shiqua, which is the third hexagram, gives indication as to an outcome, or sometimes it gives advice on what to do or what not to do. From a logical and simple perspective, let's look at 55 abundance for what it is. Abundance, do we have abundance or do we lack abundance? What type of activities do we need to perform in order to have abundance or not lose abundance? Also, the sixth line gives you an indication as to what to concentrate on. If you make improper use of abundance, misfortune results. Then when you look at the tetragram activities, zero in on what makes sense to you at this moment. Any misfortune can result, and we have to get out of the particular rut in order for our abundance to stay intact. The internal hexagram huqua is the when, where, why, and how. Preponderance of the great tells us that we're trying to accomplish great things. Ogunda, the tetragram, means we should not allow or cannot allow things to become corrupt, especially in our profession, line of work, or in our business. To pursue a goal without heeding what is correct brings misfortune is the sixth line, the transition line, which further emphasizes where we need to look. Remember that to obtain the third shiqua, we have to take under consideration the moving yaos, which are the transition lines, and then make the conversion. In this case, abundance generated clinging fire. With clinging fire comes activities as a tetragram, which zeroes in on what type of activity we need to do or perform. We need to climb out of a ditch or get out of a rut. And the sixth line specifies why, so that we can progress. And when you put it all together with the preponderance of the great and abundance, you can surely see that the I Ching gave us advice on what to do or how to act in order to live abundantly and at the same time achieve great things. Remember that when there are no moving yaos, we need to match line for line the first hexagram to the second hexagram in a simple computation of positive versus negative in order to achieve the third hexagram. In this case, it's limitations with an internal tetragram of success. When analyzing abundance, preponderance of the great, limitations, activities, corruption, and success, we can actually summarize the reading as a whole. To have in abundance and achieve success, we need to not allow for things to fall apart or become corrupt because of an overzealous ambition that is not being kept in check. To advance in the I Ching, you have to take under consideration the breakdown of the hexagram at the bigram, trigram, and tetragram level. Understanding and studying the characteristics and its attributes, you will advance in your interpretation and have a more in-depth knowledge of the hexagram and why it expresses its oracle in the way that it does. When not completely satisfied with your summarization and needing more clarification, revert to the yes and no system. That is, tossing the coins to obtain one of four bigrams. The yes, affirmative, no affirmative, yes with work in progress, and no with consequences. But always keep in mind that you need to ask your questions properly and in order so that you do not confuse yourself even more. Try to always keep your interpretations as well as your questions simple to a yes or no answer so that you do not go down a rabbit hole. Before closing, it's a good idea that you ask if there's any type of spiritual work that needs to be done to enforce or influence a positive outcome to your advices and understanding that you've obtained. All prophecies are meant to be resolved through work that gets rid of negative energies or work to promote positive outcomes. It is recommended that out of courtesy you ask if you can close your reading session. If the answer is yes, give thanks and place your items back on your shrine. If the answer is no, then revert to the yes and no system to figure out what you have missed. There are times when your divinities desire to make you aware of something else not having to do with your original intent for the reading. Thank you for the opportunity to share my knowledge with you and hope that this supports your spiritual growth, enlightenment, and understanding of where you are. Chingmancy is a tool for brainstorming, self-awareness, and obtaining wisdom. You are not alone because with the support of your spirit guides and ancestors, you will make better decisions and live a blessed life.